after another amazing come-from-behind victory, his 4th of the season, and how great he played in that game. There's no doubt in my mind that today, the MVP of the league is Baker Mayfield. I mean, Baker Mayfield so far this season has been insane. And the passes he was hitting in this game were no different. I mean, the late one, the one that you're going to see, it was just a straight laser going to the left. Just a quick flick of the wrist over there. Touchdown pass to tie up the game. That was just nuts. And keep in mind, too, he's doing this while Mike Evans is out. Now, obviously, they replaced him with one of the who looks like best receivers in the league, in Egbuka, and we will definitely touch on that. But, I mean, Baker has just been on target, and this was the first game where you really saw him from beginning to end. He only missed 4 passes in this game. Didn't turn the ball over. I mean, Mike, it was just crazy. And still, because the defense is so beat up, had to come from behind to get the victory, but they did do it. And, I mean, there's nothing else to say. Baker Mayfield so far this season, 10 touchdowns, 2 turnovers, and just the passes are nuts. Him and Egbuka have just perfected that seam, and they are just hitting that quick post, that skinny post, no matter who is there, who's guarding it. And obviously Seattle, they're missing some secondary players, but they were just off from the word go. It's also just impressive how no matter what running back they have, even though Bucky was out, Rashad White came in and he was going crazy this game with a huge touchdown. And just Godwin has come back. He hasn't missed a beat. And this offense just looks like they're at least clutch. You know, we've seen them at times look a little down, but they are so clutch, so good. And Baker just, his ability to run right when you need it on 3rd down, and he just didn't miss any passes. I can't even say gimmies. He didn't miss any passes, really, on Sunday against the Seahawks. And Mike McDonald, that's just impressive. That's impressive stuff. Emeka Egbuka, clearly right now your offensive player of the year. He's been amazing. And this guy doesn't look like a rookie. He just looks like one of the best receivers in the league. Him and JSN, as well as Baker and Sam, but him and JSN were going off. And you could argue Egbuka's almost looked a little better than JSN. Now, maybe he has a better quarterback than Baker. Baker's the MVP, so fine. And JSN is great. I think JSN has been at the top 5 level, but Egbuka, like what he did, that game was crazy. 7 catches, 163 yards, the huge touchdown play. I mean, he caught every target. 100% of the times Baker Mayfield threw Egbuka the ball, it was a catch. That's crazy. And right now he's 4th in yards. And almost more important, especially as a rookie, this is crazy. He is the 2nd most receiving touchdowns in the league. That's just nuts. He's got 5. And he's clearly rookie of the year at this point. He's been outstanding. I don't even know you'd have 2nd. Gentry's been hit or miss. Is Ted a rookie? I think Ted's a rookie. So Ted McMillan will be maybe next, but Egbuka is just playing with a better team and a better quarterback, and he's just been going crazy. For the defense, we saw this on both ends, a very interesting game. The Seahawks were missing their defense. The Buccaneers were missing their defense as well. The top 3 corners for them all out. And I'm not gonna lie, later in the game they were kind of robbed of a would-be ender of a pick with a huge penalty that I didn't quite agree with. But defensively, they were just too banged up, too battered. But at the end, they did make the play. Levante David hit the huge pick to win the game. And defensively, they are very good at stopping the run. Now, Kenneth was getting off more than you normally see against the Bucs. And I think it was because they were so worried about the pass, I don't know, that they weren't really paying attention. But Kenneth was getting off, getting some big runs in there. But normally that's something they're going to hang their hat on, obviously, going forward. But defensively, they just got to get healthy and get him back. We've seen the defense look very good early parts of the season. So that is going to be the thing. And they held Seattle in that first half to 7 points. Now, they exploded after, yes, but Todd Bowles obviously he's a head coach, but he's a defensive play caller. He just had that defense right and ready early, and he threw everything he had at Sam Darold. They were coming with some exotic coverages, some blitzes. But then once the Seahawks kind of got in rhythm, it was over because they had no one to guard JSN. And normally when healthy, the Bucs have had the 9th best pass defense in the league as well. So not a bad unit by any stretch. So we will see. I think definitely though, Baker, he's shown that he's there. I even think Todd Bowles has kind of shown. I mean, they're on the 3rd different offensive coordinator in 3 straight years. That's crazy. You see Liam Cohen, he was their all offensive coordinator. He's doing great things with the Jags. So whatever Bowles has going on with the offensive personnel has just been amazing, because they just continue to find offensive talent. Normally, this is the scary part about getting a defensive coordinator, is that they can't always get the offensive coordinator right. The Bucs continue just in this organization get the offensive coordinator right the 3rd straight year, and we've seen fireworks. And they're getting the receivers right, obviously, with Egbuka in there. So I'm interested to see. Obviously, they got to get healthy going forward. That pass defense can't be that bad, but I also don't think a lot of people can do what JSN was doing to them. And coming up next, you get the 40. Gosh, this schedule gets real tough. They needed that win. They get the 49ers next, and then the Lions on Monday Night Football before they get a slight reprieve. But the rest of their schedule, I see the Bills, the Patriots up here. These are some tough games for the Bucs. They have a bye week, though, coming up in about 3 weeks after they play the Saints. Saints bye week might be exactly what the doctor ordered before you play the Patriots, Bills, and Rams. That end stretch looks crazy. But for them, it's 1 week at a time. Can you find a way to come out here, get a win against the 49ers? I mean, we saw that the 49ers do have weaknesses in that pass defense. Stafford did light them up. But the weaknesses in the Buccaneers pass defense as well with these injured corners, Mac can very well light them up too. So I'm very interested to see. It's going to be in some high-scoring games. Can Baker continue to do this? 4 come from high victories is crazy. You want, really, I guess the only bad thing is you want at some point to put together a game where Baker doesn't have to put on the cape and win it. But for now, you got to just be happy 4-1, and you got the MVP of the NFL. So for right now, definitely a good start to the season for the Buccaneers.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do weekly videos for each team. So we have playlists directed to your team and the week in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment in that section. I'd love to talk to you guys about what you think about the videos, what could be improved, what I did right. Thank you again. Lumia Sports. Peace.